With the back-to-back meetings, folks, we're just a little tight, so we'll give just a 30-second break here to get everybody in the room and reset. For everyone just joining, just give us a few seconds. Still having some more people log in, and it takes a minute to transition from one session to the next.
Hey, Jeff, can you check your text for me? It's Tracy.
Yep. Perfect. Gotcha.
Awesome.
Thank you. So we are just about ready to get started. Appreciate the commitment for those of you who have been in the full day of sessions, and welcome to those of you who are new and just coming in for the first one today. Paul, it looks like you have a question before we get started, so let me unmute you and see what you got.
Jeff,
Maybe
can you
this.
hear?
There you go. Yep, you're in.
All right. Thank God. I've been trying for 2 hours.
Yeah, really. That's frustrating. Raise your hand.
Pain in the ass. All right.
What's up?
Anyway, no, I just wanted to test my mic with you this time around.
You're live, working.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll put you back on mute. If you have something, raise your hand and we'll get you in. Mark, we're good to go. If you are good to go, we will start the use case session.
Was born good to go, Jeff.
Yeah, I know that. Tracy will not be able to join for this segment. She'll be back with us next week. So appreciate her being here for the first 2 sessions.
Okay, let me just see who we have in attendance. We have Kevin, Hank, and Melanie, and Paul, and Raj, and Susan. Okay, can you see my screen, Jeff?
Yep.
There this is. Ooh. So Hank, before we get started, because it's a tighter group right now, I think, Jeff, maybe we can open mic and just keep I think
As long
we
as
can
you guys behave,
respectfully.
we'll open mic. How's that? We won't jump over each other.
Okay.
Unmute all.
All right. Hank, since our meet and greet out in the East a couple weeks back, have you been able, you're in the platform now?
Try again. Why? Not hearing you.
Do you hear me now?
There you go. Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. No, I was saying I was just able to log in through RealNext 2 hours ago when we started the first training session. So no, I haven't had a chance to put it through its paces yet.
Okay. And you probably are going to say, hey, Mark, I hope you didn't make that work we did together go to waste.
I was actually wondering if you could forward that. Yeah.
That's why I'm gonna see if I can do it real quick and make sure. Here we go. Hank 3, Hank 2, Hank 1. Okay, let me pop This one, let me take it off screen so others can't see your body of work unless you say, is it okay if I?
I guess it's
No, let me-
okay. Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
we're all KW commercial here, I think. So
All right, so, copy. And Melanie, how long is your shop open for today?
We are open until 8 o'clock tonight. I will not be there, but my husband is there. But I will be there all day tomorrow.
You have a special package for Mark?
Yeah, I do. Whatever Mark wants, he can have.
you
you
got
guys hear me?
publicity in three different training sessions plus on video in Pennsylvania. So
I know. Can you hear me though?
Yep.
Can you
Well,
get- Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm gonna need everybody's help because the federal government didn't do me any favors this past couple days. So I'm gonna need all the publicity that I can get.
Mark, I'm not sure if you are on audio or not. We just haven't heard you. Can't hear you. Sorry, everyone. I was giving Mark time to get set up there. I didn't know he was. You're still muted. It's showing you live on this side.
Jeff,
There you go. You're live.
has nobody's heard anything I've been saying, right?
No.
That's what I'm assuming.
Correct. Looked
Okay,
like you were just getting everything staged, so didn't. But
okay.
a little bit too
So
long.
I'll race through it. So Hank, problem with Outlook, I will send you the links to your GPTs as soon as we get off of this call. Apologize, but I did retain them, hoping that you would come back to them and enjoy the benefits of them. And today, what I'm starting with in the use cases is Josh Marcel. He's a friend of mine here in Houston, tenant rep, works with Cressa. And he and I were going through and just testing some use cases. Part of it was because I have so many friends who are in this industry, agents, and their initial focus and hunger about this platform when they find out is get that listing done, get that market, get that converted, and learning that aspect of it while not slowing down to come back and look at how can they or should they adjust their current attack in their market based on the, Hank was with us out in Allentown, Philadelphia conference we did a couple weeks back. And right before I went up to speak, there was a economist who just outlined what's going on across the US and properties and by sector and bang, bang, bang. And I was listening and I'm going, gosh, if I'm an agent sitting in this room, if I didn't roll over and get a cramp from everything I was hearing, I'd be wondering, how do I need to adjust? How do I need to pivot? What should I do to my business plan? Not just for the deal I need to close, but to keep my pipeline and my business focused on achieving my objectives. And so today, this is a great place to start with the case that Josh and I worked on as an example. And he focuses on office and central business district here in Houston. But we did one, if he wanted to focus on medical tenants, how would he put together a plan of attack? And again, feel free to interrupt me at any point if you have a question. The first thing I do is when I put my initial question is, look, did it understand the context of my question and what I'm looking for? And so I always start here. Here's a matrix that, right, this is what I was looking for. And here we go. So I'm starting to understand the types, the size. The next thing is Houston market insights, what's going on? Yeah, because at some point you want to be a little predictive. You want to be in front of where the action is happening. So great insights there. And I added this point next. Can you add to the matrix a reference to property type, space size, and general facility requirements based on group size, based on 5 to 10, 10 to 50, and 50 employees in each practice? Perfect. Yep. And again, I'm trying to make sure that context sentiment was established. And here we go. Let me bring this over a little bit. Very, very clear. And you can see by putting it into the matrix, I'm going to very effectively put myself in a position to have intelligent dialogue about space use and planning as I'm interacting with these physicians and their management teams. We come here now, Houston specific observations. This is again where I'm looking for the predictive element and as it relates to medical users. My next query, can you add to the matrix space requirements for ancillary services related to each of these specialties? So a lot of times in medical practices, they have ancillary services, imaging, surgery centers, and so forth. And it's just as much work to work on one doctor as it is to work on someone that has 50 doctors and the full space requirements. And so I want to get a picture of what those big ones look like too. Excellent. You're really building a power broker tool for medical tenant strategy. Ancillary services are where the square footage and facility complexity often multiply. Here's the expanded matrix of the Houston Metro. And you can see here on the right, it's added the additional elements. And notice this is coming together. Your commission profile changes too, as you're starting to be able to think about how do I work with that. I know a lot of people say, gosh, I would never work on something that's only like 2,000 or 3,000 square feet. I want to work on this, but now I'm not looking at 2,000 or 3,000 square feet. I'm packaging the total environment of use for these into something that's more complete. So now we're going to come down to my next question. The space size seems to be smaller than anticipated. Can you explain how you came to that conclusion? I always want to interrogate my data. Great question. Here's how I arrived at those numbers and how you can dial them up based on. So let's give me a full explanation, baseline benchmarks, or even communicating with the practices and challenge them on some of their assumptions. And now I'm trying to bring it back together into an attack. Okay. Great. I found several practices. I can provide you a matrix of specific practices that are known to be in expansion mode in Houston, Texas metro area, and please add the sources of your information. That was my next query. And this is what it came back with, Kelsey Siebold. And here's because I'm having it look at medical journals and local business journals, other news about those entities, and it's identifying things that, as Josh said, wow, I had no idea that they were in those modes of expansion. Recently merged with Campbell Family Practice, network expands 35 location, announcing opening 3 new practices, broke ground, completed 24, relevance for your niche. And a lot of times they said, and Mark, I don't have time to, historically, I don't have time to go look at all those sources of information and aggregate that into analysis like this. It brought it all together for him. Here are practices in development mode, growth mode, with sources of information that indicate that. And let's pull it. And now I want to know, how do I reach these people? And Director of Real Estate, John Wise. Add to the sources information, industry specific business journals, LinkedIn and Facebook. And so let me pause and let you ask me questions about what you just saw unfold here. Jeff, you show with us. Is everyone open mic'd?
They should be. Hank, why don't you try to speak up? See if
Yeah, I
we
just had to turn it back on. I mean, you may have had me open, but I had to turn it on the bottom of my screen. But
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone should be enabled. If they need to do it manually on their side, they have the privilege to.
What you think, Hank?
I think I really can't wait to start delving into it in my own personal thing to see how it works. I mean, obviously, everybody's different sectors. It's kind of hard to get a read on exactly what it's spitting out. I did actually go to it just when you were kind of running through some things in the last session and just type in 1 or 2 questions. So like I said, I'll be very interested to start running it through my own personal profiles and see what comes out. But based on our time in Pennsylvania, I know it's certainly exciting and certainly has a lot of functions and functionality. And it's actually making me want to get more in depth in the CRM and RealNext, which, as you know, as new to the company, I still haven't had time to put all that stuff in there yet. So I think I'm only beginning to scratch the surface of this stuff.
Perfect. And it's interesting that you brought the RealNext discussion up because I ran out of time to show somebody this earlier. So from RealNext, this was one of the properties in my database. And I was working with Dale Donovan. And she goes, okay, show me if I'm in RealNext database and if you hit this property, what can I do? And so there you go, shared property record. Looks like you want a clean, readable breakdown. And here we went, off and running. Ownership, CRE Mentor Notes. And then we went to here, analyze this property, build a comp set, generate a strategy for approaching this owner, take into consideration the current interest rate on the loan against market rates, today at around 7%. Coverage ratios are now around 2.25. Look at LTV and current trends, look at the comparisons and the market going in rate versus current rates to determine opportunities. I'm a broker that would like to compel that owner to put that property in play, generate strategy, the best strategy and talking points, and tell me why the strategy will work. And so this is what came back, and I think it left quite an impression. Property analysis. Original purchase price, rate on their loan, 5-year, matures in 2027. Of course, you don't want to wait until the day of. So this gets you well enough in front of it. Market industrial debt today, industrial DSCR. The owner has a massive leverage position, over 200% LTV. If the loan relates only to the property, likely a portfolio cross collateralization or heavy cash off refi. A rate that is below today's market by 200 bips. A maturity date in 2027 within the current refinance cliff cycle. What this means, if NOI hasn't dramatically increased since 2022, the asset cannot refinance at today's rates and today's DSCR requirements without a major equity pay down, a second position lender, expensive, or a forced sale. Even if the property has appreciated, the debt stack is too heavy for 2027 refi conditions. The owner is rate trapped, and that's your lever. Comp set and market positioning. If you, I'll give you a comp set framework based on the Chicagoland industrial market. Here we go. Size 200,000, 350,000 square feet. Submarket, similar vintage, functional space. Land size 10 to 20. And here we go. Recent sell metrics in the area. And then Broker strategy. How do you make it happen? The maturity trap play. Your angle, you're not selling the property, you're solving their 2027 refinancing problem. Owners respond to pain or opportunity. This owner has both. Here's the strategy step by step. Establish credibility using data, not pressure. Rates have moved over 200 basis points since your 2022 financing. Requirements have climbed to 2.25. Nearly every owner within this frame of maturity is looking at their debt exposure right now. You're not telling them they're in trouble. You're positioning yourself as the broker who sees what's coming. That that question I get all the time: am I going to get put out of business because of AI? No, you get to elevate your game and become the intelligent advisor and consultant, the credibility, the person they want to do business with. Show the upside of acting now. Owners act when they see leverage. Talking points: demand for well-located industrial and Northwest Chicago is still incredibly strong. Cap rates have stabilized. Buyers know where pricing is now. You're selling into predictable market today, not volatile one of 26, 27. Selling now protects your existing equity before maturity pressure becomes a discounting event. This is critical. You're showing them how to avoid becoming a distressed seller. Offer to pass, both good for you. Option A quiet market evaluation, off-market offers, low commitment, high trust. Option B, full strategic disposition plan if they want competitive bidding. Why this works: you're not asking for the listing, you're offering to solve their 2027 refinance problem with pricing options. Your value prop is their broker. You tell them RealNext gives me the ability to run full CRM buyer list, marketing strategy, and deal room management in one integrated platform, which gets your property to the right buyers faster and with better data. Off market. You can also leverage commercial real estate marketing.com for and why this strategy works. Next step for you. Now, working with Dale, there was one other thing she said to make sure I show people. So we did a comps analysis, and there's something that I do that she said, gosh, I wish everyone. So I took this property, Jared, up in Iowa. All I did is put the property address in to start. All right, let's not key facts, what I found on the property. And so this is just basic information that came back here. It's this question she wanted me to show you. Pull a full comp analysis. Why did you choose these comps and from what source? Why are these the best comps? What adjustments should I make to each to level it to the subject property? Put this into a matrix. And she said that's the only thing that would have made that prior analysis more complete for interacting with the prospective seller. So I want to pause, put those two pieces that we just went through together and see what questions come out. So everyone's being shy again.
I'm sorry, I think I'm just in shock. Mark, this is fantastic. I gotta say, I've been been with you on this since the start. And as Hank said, I really want to look at applying some of these prompts to my market area. Some of this language is very compelling, and I've been using chat now for a little bit to just recently to run basic chat, right? Not with this V8 version.
Right.
And so I'm curious to run. I'm going to run the same search, but using this model and do a little comparison and see how how it just kind of, how it was, this is about a bank, a property that I'm selling, and it's a former bank building. So I'd like to attract additional banks to come and have a look at this. And I'm just curious as to how this will function in comparison to the basic Chat GPT. I have GPT Plus, and how that will just, what's it going to generate? I'm curious about, doing a comparison.
Well, why don't you share your screen real quick and let's go through it, because again, we have a small group and we can use, I want to make sure everyone gets asked the questions they want to in the last half here. But if everyone's up for it, let's put that to the test, and I'll run on my side, whatever query you put in, I'll run on my side and let's see what happens. I mean, you run on yours and I'll run on mine. Let's put them side by side.
Yeah, because I did this basic one the other week, and I mean, it was okay. Like I said, but I'm really curious about it. So yeah, sure. I have to go, let me skip out and I'll look at the prompt that I used. And again, like I'm using, probably at this point, less sophisticated prompts, right? I'm learning from you guys, looking at these prompts. I'm like, wow, okay, this is cool. You know? So my basic Chat GPT prompt, it may not have yielded very much, but I used like local and regional banks within a 50-mile radius kind of thing that might be looking to expand into White Plains, New York. So I'm here in New York. So that's what I did. So I kind of gave a 50-mile radius of White Plains. And
you'll see if I think you were on the last session when we were working with Susan up in Canada, right? And you'll see when I came at the query on that, I came from two directions. One is give me the local picture, everything that's lines up when fits the situation. And then in a second query, I came back, now show me things outside of my world, my primary thought. Show me the things outside of that and why they would be a fit. Because a lot of times you do think local, the brain just does that to you. You kind of come in and that's so. Two parts of the value of the equation is what we're doing right now is I'm not trying to sit on the knowledge. I want all of you to succeed. So we've got the tool that can help on one side, but I'm trying to bring the best coaches in the world to help unlock the potential, because the advantage you have that I don't have is your specific market and the business you're trying to be in, and working together. If I can really teach all of you to just talk to this like it's a genie on your shoulder and you let your thoughts out, but always think about who, what, why, where, when, and how. The first things we learned in school for interrogating and learning who, what, where, to summarize, what is it I am trying to attack and why? What do I need as my outcome? And am I asking the right questions? What am I not asking? And then following the path from there, sidetrack over, okay, my prospect, who are my best prospects? It's always coming back. What I learned in the initial stages, it comes back with industry segment or sector or whatever. It comes back very high level. And I've learned how to interrogate it down. Okay, if this sector, who are the top businesses within that sector and why? And then once I'm into the business layer, then I'm coming down into the individuals that I should be interacting with in that. And then I'm trying to find the specific way to reach them and nuance and communicate. Does that waterfall seem, if I can share anything with you, that's kind of the magic that is amplified from within our system. So I'll be really anxious to see you share your quote. Jeff, do you have the ability to let him share the screen? And then I'll follow what he's doing on my side. After he gets done with his reveal, I'll put mine up and see what works.
We don't have the ability to, for some reason, I just don't have the control to make someone a presenter.
You have to make him a panelist. You have to make him a presenter.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm not seeing that as an option, so let me,
Okay, and this is Paul. Kevin. This is Paul, right?
here we go. Okay,
Yeah.
Paul, I got it. Got it.
Yeah.
I was under the wrong panel.
All right. So, Paul, guide us. Let's go through. Let's get some firsthand experience, and then let's. And so, if you go up to your initial inquiry at the top.
Okay, can you hear me? Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, so at the top,
You need to accept control. I should have sent you a question or now I just need to, okay, you can present. Let me just, you're gonna get a request to present.
okay, cool. Hey, I'm excited about this. This is great.
You should be presenter. It's got you as presenter.
Okay, can everybody see my screen or what I have in front of me? Can you see me or see the screen or
Yes.
no? You
Okay.
can.
We see your screen.
Got it.
Can you see it now? Okay, good. All right, so so what I did was, sorry, I gotta move a bunch of stuff around here because I got all these go-to meeting things. All right, so so what I did was I created a project. If you look to the left on the bar here, I created a project. This is the 40 Church Street, White Plains, New York project. Okay, so then I created I said here, this is the bank expansion candidate. So I have two chats that I started. This is the bank expansion, and then I had another one for franchise fast food restaurants because the zoning permits certain types of restaurants. So, okay, so sticking with the bank model, I wrote, pretend you're a real estate broker specializing in commercial real estate. 40 Church Street is a former bank location. Gave the square feet, 1660. Please identify within a 50-mile radius any type of community bank, local, regional, national, or credit union type bank that would be interested in purchasing this property. Are they looking to expand their locations?
Okay, so hold that.
You know,
Hold
my
that.
card.
Yep, hold that. Don't say that.
Can you see that?
Pretend you are a real estate broker specializing in commercial real estate, period. 40 Church Street is a former bank location, period. It is 1,660 square feet in size. Please identify within a 50-mile radius any type of community bank, local, regional, national, or credit union type bank that would be interested in purchasing this property. Are they looking to expand their locations? Okay, I'm trying to reproduce your.
Yep.
Exactly. Now, I could tell you I would have coached maybe some differences in the approach on the prompt, but I'm going to follow you exactly here.
Sure.
And say, what city is Church Street in?
Oh, I'm sorry. The 40 Church Street, White Plains, New York.
Interest rate.
I'm sorry, am I speaking too loudly, too softly?
And now it's perfect.
Okay, great, thank you.
Okay. Keep scrolling down yours.
So it initially came up with 3 banks. So number 1 was Apple, number 2 was Community Bank. This is really Northeast, Community Bank Northeast. And then Bank of Greene County. And then as I got further down, so it gave me the reasons why they're a fit, potential to grow, strategy, all that good stuff. And then I said, yes, please prepare the list and include the names of principals, their emails and contact phone numbers, which it says it was unable to do.
Okay, hold on. Yes, please prepare a list to include the names of principals, emails, or contact phone numbers at these banks. And great. And yes, that is helpful, but where can't, let me scratch that. Summary and next steps. Okay.
And so that gave me, a list of things. It gave me recommended steps for outreach. And then it says here, if you like, I can research and compile a longer list, 10 to 15 institutions. And I said, yes, please post a longer list. Now, I could have just said, give me another 20 banks or another. And here you can see here it says that a broader list within roughly 50 miles. Again, I just kind of chose a 50-mile radius. Maybe that was a mistake.
And it's never a mistake. It's just how do you unlock so hopefully the number one value coming off this call is learn to not be a sniper. You'll hear me keep saying that all the time.
Yeah.
And so whatever, we can't help it because we're trained to certain triggers. So knowing that, now come back and apply what I was presenting earlier. At the very end, say, what questions should I have asked that I did not?
Okay. What questions should I have asked that I did not?
And how, well, so yeah, what questions should I have asked that I didn't ask? How would you improve my, improve the strategy here?
It's okay. How would you improve upon this strategy? Hang on a second. How could I have improved upon this strategy? So it came up with questions I should be asking: property positioning,
Right.
demographic profile, competing banks, buyer qualifications. Interesting. Market
Right.
feasibility, deal structuring. Yeah. Maximum results also ask what banks are pulling back or consolidating in the region? Which banks are entering the Westchester or New York City suburbs? This is
So
great.
one question I have for you, are you selling the bank or the real estate?
I'm selling, oh, I get it. Yeah, I'm selling the real estate. The bank, it was a building that had been used as a bank for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
And I'm not limited to selling it as a bank. This was just one particular page in a project, right?
Right.
So I was just, again, I was just kind of, playing with Chat GPT and seeing what it would
Yeah.
yield, right?
Yeah. And that's where we're going to have fun over the next handful of weeks, is going through situations like this and really unlocking the full potential, because we don't know. I've been playing with this since 2017.
Mhm.
And so I've also started training my mind through all those years of how do I take this big data lake of information and refine it back to contextually to what I'm doing, what I'm asking for, and why, and how do I add an interrogation process that keeps me from limiting what the real benefit of AI. I wish I could get rid of AI and just say of the open sourcing of all of that wisdom that's out there. What's the best interrogation approach to get the most or best answers? And so you're going to be able to, with your general Chat GPT, you're going to be able to get a certain closeness and maybe response. I can show you mine real quick. If Jeff, if you could switch us back, and then
Thank you.
yeah, no, this was very helpful because again, we can see, I could see, how do I unlock the rest of you, right?
Right. Yeah. No, this is fantastic. I ran this search. I think it was just after we met up in Pennsylvania. You know, I think that's when I ran the search. Was just after that. I could probably check the date on it, but
So you'll recognize this. This is what it came back to on my side. Dime Community Bank Shares, why it could be a match. Dime announced regulatory approval to open a new branch. And did yours show Dime? I don't think it's.
So interestingly, I spoke to them today. They're just down the block. They actually don't have an actual physical location at 55 Church Street. That just happens to be where their corporate office is. So I was talking with them today and I said, why don't you buy the building, across the street and down the block and open a branch? And, so actually, that's funny that they came up for you.
Yeah, so
I
this
guess
is
I'm
the
not
first.
surprised. I shouldn't be surprised because this is what the tool is all about. So.
Yeah, so you were looking for the side by side, and now you've had confirmatory. I had none of that. Now there's nothing. I just put your quote in, and bam, it came precisely to a fit, and then it tells me why. They have approval already to open a branch at the regulatory level. They just don't have anything there. So I mean, that should be a slam dunk deal for you.
Yeah, I spoke to their office manager this afternoon. Well, I guess it was late this morning. And I sent her the OM that I have for the property. And she was delightful. Nice lady. So
And,
you
and
never
here's your,
know. I'm actually going to physically go there on Monday and just, and just introduce.
I'd be tuning it with this, right? Is this, it lays out fit strategy, recommendations for how you approach it that speak directly to this known information that they just got regulatory approval to do it. So you have an immediate fit, actionable fix for that. KeyBank, what's plausible? I could help you on that one, give you the phone number of a friend of mine if they were looking there, but short of that, announced the opening of a new full service branch in Port Chester, which is in Understatement. Westchester County is an important part of our Hudson Valley metro market. The new branch meaningful in the region, demonstrated an appetite for branch expansion in this county. KeyBank on your hit list?
It is now.
So this is what's fun, when you can really experience this. And I know all of you don't want to put every one of your deals up in the middle of the world and inspire, but when we learn this way and can unlock this and you can run this across others, how powerful for you. I mean, it's so efficient. Spend your time where you can actually convert something. Don't waste all that money marketing to something that can't.
Yeah. I can see how
And
this would tremendously benefit what we do.
yeah, and what I will continue to teach, and for me, experiential, what I'm learning is the different directions each of you are coming from in your approach. And I can come back if I don't have an immediate attack on a prompt. I can, between weeks, I can come back and work and perfect something. But here, my first instinct was, my first question to you is are you brokering the bank or are you brokering the real estate? Because that gives you two different focuses of opportunity pursuit. This narrowed you to just banks, and I know Alicia Shepard, she bought a roadhouse in Burton, and I think within the complex of that is the old town bank, right?
Yeah,
And
I was
so
there.
you were
Yeah,
there.
Paul and I were there. It's actually,
You and I were
the
drinking
jail
bourbon.
cells.
Yeah, so you understand what I'm saying. You went into this like a sniper, and I'm gonna pull you back out and say, no, whoa. There's game all over this field, and let's start with that first and find what we don't know. And so we don't want to miss these things. So I'm so appreciative for everybody that participated today. I hope everyone got tremendous value out of these sessions. I'm looking forward to, as long as you y'all stay engaged, and hopefully encourage your peers and your friends, mostly in non-competing situations. I want you to win, but help me out, and let's make this work for all the people that you care about and want to see win. Let's make this a big deal, and let's get in a position where we can change the balance of the industry. I can retire and go back to focusing on my orphans, and I can let Jeff do this. Right, Jeff?
Perfect. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Mark, just a question. Where do you live?
Houston.
You're in Houston. Okay, just checking. Yeah. All right. I was looking at your screen. You're an hour behind me. I was just curious.
Yeah. I live in Houston when Jeff lets me stay here in town.
Are you going to be?
I'm joking. Jeff's on the road as much as I am.
Are you going to be running a presentation in February at Family Reunion?
I don't know. I haven't been asked.
I was
That
just
would be
curious.
a perfect. Cynthia mentioned something to me about family reunion. I haven't gone in the past because where's it at this year?
It's in Atlanta. But KW Commercial's having a much larger presence there. Last year there was a significant presence of KW Commercial, and I think we're going to see a bit more of that. And I'm just kind of, not that I'm planting a seed, but I'm just kind of whispering in your ear that I'm sure they'd love a presentation, much like what you did in Pennsylvania.
Okay. Well, if maybe mention it to, I guess I'm never comfortable inviting myself to something, but if you mention to Cynthia, if you all think it's a good idea, talk to her, and I'd be more than happy to either do a workshop for you there, come to town, do a workshop, or a presentation. Y'all let me know. My goal's simple, and it's transparent. I want you guys to nail it. I want you to have huge ears.
Cool, man. Okay. Thank you very much. That was very insightful and helpful. So a wise use of our time. Thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate
Thank you,
all-
everybody.
Thank you. Have a good afternoon, good
And
weekend.
Hank, I will send you by email your chats from our meeting, and feel free to call me at a time convenient to you next week if you want to go through them or
Okay.
have any questions. All right.
That sounds fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.